Just yesterday, I started working on my new and improved winter village, which is going to be absolutely massive. But today, I want to work on a different project here in the LEGO City, and that is the amusement park. This area is definitely looking pretty fresh, but it's lacking minifigures. Luckily, I've got tons of those, so today I'm going to be adding them to the amusement park. So I figured there's no better place to start than the front entrance. Now, when placing all of these minifigures, I want to try and make sure that the majority of them are tacked down, so I have to replace some of the 2x2 tiles with 2x2 plates. Unfortunately, I've been having a hard time getting jumpers, but I've actually resorted to using 2x2 plates all throughout my city, and I actually like the outcome of it. There we go, Bricksie Land is now open for business, and the crowds are crashing the front gate for rope drop. Feels pretty good getting some minifigures out front there, although the surrounding area still needs a bunch of minifigures as well. Now that the park is open for business, it's time to start placing some minifigures between the Disney Castle and also the Ferris wheel. This is like the main area when you enter the park. So I want to make sure that this area has a ton of minifigures, a bunch of storytelling, and also some photo ops. So I am going around with that yellow thing in my hand. Yeah, that's a razor blade. What I'm doing is I'm using the sharp razor blade to pluck out some of the tiles and replace them with the 2x2 jumpers just so my minifigures, or 2x2 plates I should say, just so my minifigures don't fall over. I actually discovered that, I should just pluck out the sand blue 1x1 tile and then pluck out the light gray tile beside that because it's easier to remove, and also I have like an unlimited amount of them, so if one of them experiences a bit of damage, it's not the end of the world. We're also placing a whole bunch of food vendors and stuff all throughout this area. I'm all about storytelling, especially in the amusement park. I have all of those minifigures that you saw earlier. It's crazy. There are a ton of them, and I plan on trying to use every single one when it comes to populating the amusement park. Now, unfortunately, after placing all of these figures, I won't be able to classify the amusement park as done because there's still some other tasks that I want to take on, such as the mini modular buildings and also some custom souvenir stands. I'm not sure if I'm going to get around to building those today because I've got a lot of minifigures to place and I want to do a good job of it. So I think that's enough minifigures for the front part of the park, although I would rather add a bunch more, and eventually when I get more figures I probably will add more, but there are a ton of stories that I've added here, such as this one. It's a meet and greet with Buzz Lightyear. You can get your photo with him, and there's a lineup of people waiting to do that, and some of the parents are really happy to see each other right underneath the Ferris wheel there. There's a couple more children over here. One's got some ice cream and one's got a teddy bear, and she has a really cool raccoon outfit on. There's a balloon stand right there where you can pick up a nice balloon for a nickel, or over here you can grab a popcorn for $100. We've got a story right there, which is Donald and Daisy on the lake that surrounds the Disney Castle. And some people are checking them out as well. And some people are meeting just out front of the fountain there. There's also some really nice picture ops. You can take a picture with Mickey and Minnie in front of the Disney Castle, and you can see there's a family right there taking a pretty cool selfie. Then there's some more people right over here picking up a fresh coffee, and some people admiring the shops which will be upgraded in the future. They're going in there to pick up some pastries or get their face painted. There's one more photo op just right over here. You can actually take a picture with a different Mickey and Minnie. I know that's off limits at Disney parks, having multiple Mickey and Minnies, but you know what? It is what it is. Here we have fun with different stories, and that's actually the astronaut Mickey and Minnie from a 4+ set. And there's a little bit of a lineup of kids there waiting for their photo op as well. And on the side of this building, sorry, the Ferris wheel is sort of in the way, you can see a purple wall. You can also take a photo there. When I get around to upgrading those little modular buildings, I do plan on creating a better purple wall, which is a pretty cool thing in Disney World, right? The purple wall. Yeah, I can't wait to go back and take a photo with maybe the kids there one day as well. So now that we've got the front of the park populated, right by the Disney Castle and the Ferris wheel, it's time to move over there. Now, I mentioned that I had a ton of minifigures, and I also mentioned that I wanted to add more to the front of the park, but I need to use them sparingly because this container right here, I guess that's like Jose's sig fig. Maybe a duplicate of it. But this container right here has figures that we can't really use in the park. These are more like pop culture ones or specialty ones that don't really belong other than Donald Duck. Okay, maybe I need to go through there a little bit more, and I definitely will. But I've isolated all the ones that are really good for the park right here. This has like the children, some of the staff members. In fact, staff members all belong in there. But there's a whole bunch of great minifigs here, which will act as general population for the park. And then I call this one here my staff members. So we've got some guys on the stilts with the balloons or the juggling. There's the balloon animal guy right here who's making balloon animals. There's also a ghost for the haunted house. There's all sorts of baristas in here. So those are going to pair up nicely with different food stands that I'm going to put throughout the rest of the park. And then this bin is all of the character meet and greets other than this guy. I don't really want to meet him. He belongs over there. But yeah, this is all the different character meet and greets. So we've got Sally, we've got some army men in there. There's a troll, we've got Ariel, Goofy, and just all sorts of cool characters that I'll be able to put throughout the park and create different meet and greets. So that's pretty much all I have right now for populating the amusement park. It seems like a lot, but I want to make this park super busy because that's how they are in real life. Having a look at this bin though, it looks like I need to go through here and put things in the city, such as this. It belongs out front of the Simpsons house. And then there's a bunch of other minifigures in here that belong like on Pop Culture Street, or maybe with their sets, or doing some sort of singing on the street, maybe in the Harry Potter area, or whatever it may be. So I've got to go through here and decide, where do these minifigures belong? Like Darth Vader, you belong on the beach, buddy. So if you listen carefully, you'll probably hear my kids zooming around upstairs because they're literally right above us. But they're actually about to go down for a nap, and when they go down for a nap, I think Jose is going to join me. And I'm excited about that because I'm like decent at making minifig stories. Like I think these ones look all right, but she's like really good at it. And I think when two people work together on things like this, you can create something pretty special. All right, here we go. Mrs. Bricksie in action, the ultimate storyteller. Glad that she was able to help me out with this project because she has a passion for creating stories with minifigures. And you know what? We used to work together every day for like the whole day. Now I'm lucky to get her for like 2-3 hours a week, and the majority of her time is dedicated to like doing computer work and like sort of behind the scenes stuff. But same dealio over here, just placing a whole bunch of minifigures, food vendors, also the miniature rides and benches between the palm trees and some of those street lights as well. Now I will say that all the food vendors that we're using are things that came out of sets mostly. Same with like the games and everything, but I don't really think there's anything wrong with that. May as well use them. They came with sets that are designed to be in amusement parks and in LEGO cities. Eventually though, I sort of want to switch those up for some custom ones, but by the end of it, I'm like really satisfied with how they fit the area. Because there's like these popcorn carts and the hot dog stands and all the different games that are designed for amusement parks. And it's like, well, you know what? They were here before. We may as well reuse them in this layout. But I will say there was a bunch of food stands that I had before. Like I had custom ones that were like Batman Lobster and Wiggum's Donuts and also Minnie's Ice Cream Shop and a bunch of other ones like that I actually ended up parting out just because there wasn't a whole lot of space for those ones. They were pretty big and they were also pretty dated as well. And this new amusement park, it's smaller than the old one, but it's a lot more polished. It's fully tiled off. It's got really nice like details and now a whole bunch of stories, right? So it's perfect. So this time lapse actually felt like it was getting a little bit too long and maybe dragging a little bit. So I decided to cut it short. But then I continued to place more minifigures after the camera was off. All right, so here's what we got going on this side of the park. I could, in fact, fire up the mixer. Oh, geez, there goes Moaning Myrtle. There goes one of the stories. Uh-oh, looks like I'll have to reposition her. But yeah, you can come through the Disney Castle right there. There is a character meet and greet. And then there's another fun character meet and greet right there. You can meet the aliens from Toy Story. Perfect, right? You can also board the Loop Coaster. Woo! You can join the queue for that ride. I tried adding as many minifigures to all of the queues as I could just to make them look busy. because that's how they should look. Right over here, you can pick up some Lego or also a hot dog. You can see this guy here decided to get a hot dog, and this boy here is considering getting some Lego from this really cool Lego stand. I guess all the minifigures should be positioned with studs, but I don't have any jumpers, and I don't want to put 2x2 plates absolutely everywhere. Just got to be careful not to knock them over. We've got a balloon guy right there on the stilts and another popcorn cart. A couple right there beside the police officer. And then there's the little Lego Ideas rocket ride by the loop coaster. Place to sit right here, double-sided bench. There are trash cans all over the place. And this guy's got his baby with him and his baby carrier there. And this lady is thinking of grabbing a coffee from this little coffee shop right here, which is the coffee chain. Barista working inside. On either side of, or on this side of the coffee chain, we've got the big hammer game. Some guys grab the biggest mallet that he can find to try and win a cool prize. Beside that is another bench, and then another guy juggling. All sorts of stilt people. If you're a fan of Disney villains, well, guess what? This is the side of the park that you want to come to, because we've got a Disney villain photo op right beside the dunk tank. And looks like this lady in the wetsuit is about to be dunked by the lady throwing the ball there. Another popcorn cart, because popcorn is where it's at. And also another game, which is Hot Shots. Got a couple gentlemen up there who think they've got a hot shot, and they're trying to win some prizes from that game. Just behind that, there's a little spot where you can sit down and admire or check out the people playing the Hot Shot game, and also a bench beside the carousel there. Another photo op. This one is Aladdin. We've got Jasmine Aladdin and also the genie. Get your picture taken there with quite the crew. When you can also make your way up to the Haunted Mansion. Got a little bit of a lineup forming there, and an even, well, not quite a larger lineup, but a pretty big lineup right over here for the Haunted House drop ride as well. And then we've got the Toy Story Army Men, and look at that. Surfer Dave there is pretty excited about that. So this area is looking pretty good. There is quite a few stories and lots of minifigures, definitely like that. I could add more minifigures, but the bin is running out. I think this looks pretty good. Oh yeah, I also decided to add another minifigure right back there as well. He's just one of the janitorial staff cleaning up the park. So there is another area over here by the roller coaster, which I did give some attention to. There is the cotton candy stand and also the pirate ride right there. So when you make your way over the train track, which is still missing can't remember the name of it, the thing that goes up and down and lets you know when it's safe to cross the train track. But yeah, we've got the little meet and greet right there, Alice in Wonderland and the Cheshire Cat. And then over here, there is some things that we need to work on, and that's what I'm going to do next. You can see that there's a bunch of exposed studs, and there is like no tile laid. So yeah, I need to fix up that there because it doesn't look very good. And then I think we can add some more storytelling back here. We decided to add that dumpster. But I think this area definitely needs a little bit of work. I am not going to change up the tiles so that it matches, just because this pathway here is so narrow. I think it looks a little bit cleaner the way it is right now. So I think, but I could be wrong, this is the first amusement park of mine that has been fully tiled off. I guess there was the one back in the day that pretty much was fully tiled off with those 1x1 circular light bluish gray tiles. That was absolutely insane that I decided to do that. But I have had like quite a few different renditions of this amusement park throughout the day. Make sure you check them out on my channel. It's pretty cool just seeing the evolution of this area. But what I'm doing is laying the sand blue tiles around the border, and then I'm actually removing a bunch of the light gray tiles so I can put some of those 2x2 plates in so we can actually pose the minifigures. And I actually added some triangular tiles around the ticket booth as well for this ride, and then I'm going to tile off around that so it actually looks like there's like entrances to the ride, because this red roller coaster is a closed ride. It's like a closed circuit. It's sort of strange. It's not like the loop coaster where you can actually like walk into an entrance from an amusement park. So I think when I tiled it off, it actually added that effect. But yeah, just continuing with the sand blue tiles and also the light gray tiles right down this narrow corridor here. You got the rock walls on the left, and then the rock walls toward us on the camera there as well. I put a dumpster on the end, like you saw earlier, and then I'm actually going to put a rock wall behind that dumpster to close it off from the park. And I also added a strip of 2x green plate there. That's just grass because I didn't want the sidewalk to go right underneath the roller coaster track because that's dangerous. So I decided to continue the same white fence with the red tile top that you see in other areas of this portion of the park. Now that all the sidewalk is ready to go, it's time to place minifigures and create those stories. So we got a lineup for the little donut slash cafe that's there. I would love to go there. That'd be amazing. I also added a little hot dog stand and then just a whole bunch of minifigures. And then also some meet and greets as well. So there's actually one at the end there by the dumpster. And then I also added Anna. So yeah, this area over here by the roller coaster is now coming to life. And I'm pretty excited about that. Coming to life to say the least, hey? Like, wow, how much better is this spot now? We've got the character meet and greet back there. You can meet Stitch and Goofy by the dumpster. I should have put Forky there because he is absolute trash. That would have been funny. Then we also have Anna there right beside the little cafe. There's a couple baristas working back there, getting everybody their donuts and also their fresh coffee. This ticket stand, you see what I mean? How this is like a closed loop, sort of strange. So I tiled off around that using more of those triangular tiles and then also some light gray tiles and some of those sand blue ones. So it looks like minifigures can actually make their way through there, past like the ticket booth and into the queue of the roller coaster. Then there's all sorts of minifigures just sort of walking around in this area between these palm trees, maybe considering picking up a hot dog. This guy's got a giant sausage in his hand already there. Now he's looking to get a bun, I guess. And then we've got another character meet and greet there, like we saw. Also the cotton candy stand and the pirate ship. So I went around and added everything up. Well, I counted all the minifigures. 294 minifigures. I might have accidentally double counted, but I also might have miscounted some as well. 294 minifigures, everybody. Remember those drawers and containers which were virtually full? Well, look at that. They're pretty much empty now. However, there are a lot of characters left over, and I might have to make some more meet and greets throughout the park, or just add these to my minifig wall right up there. Now, in my opinion, there's one more minifigure that needs to be readdressed and properly placed, and that is Tinkerbell. So rather than posing Tinkerbell off the Disney castle using one of these bar elements, I've decided to pose her using fishing line. So now she's actually suspended between the Ferris wheel and the Disney castle. Just like the Happily Ever After show at the Magic Kingdom in Florida, right? How cool is that? We've got the Ferris wheel going, we've got the mixer going, and we also have the Hogwarts Express going. And a ton of minifigures, 294 of them placed in the amusement park. There's just so many stories and minifigures absolutely everywhere. I love it. However, with that said, I do need to automate more of my rides. I need to get some more motors over here, and I need to power up my loop coaster, the carousel, the haunted house, and also the red and white roller coaster. Once I get everything operational, it'd be pretty cool, but I need to get a bunch of motors. I think all of these rides can be hand cranked like no problem, but I just need to get motors and IR receivers and all that because I'm not like a powered up specialist. I know some people have like some old school electrical functions that can like power multiple rides, but I've never figured out or looked into how to do that. But either way, this is more than enough to put a big smile on my face. Like, we've got all the minifigures placed in the amusement park and it's looking absolutely fantastic. Everybody, I hope you enjoyed this video. Please remember to like, subscribe, and have yourselves a fantastic day. Farewell.